My first line in our rundown is, I hate this team so much. That's my feeling right now watching the Yankees.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsulias. He's Brian McKeon. We've been hosting this show together since April 2024. And Brian, in the last two nights, we've seen some of the worst bullpen outings that we've probably seen on the Yankees in the last 30 years.
Yeah, really good first 6 games of this 11-game stretch and a really bad last 2 games. Multiple 10-run losses.
Awful. Not awful. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase is necessary. This excludes the Masters tournament, and it ends October 31st, 2025. On today's show, we preview the finale with Detroit. And then we tell you who, if anyone, we trust right now in the Yankees bullpen. But first, let's pull back the curtain. My first line in our rundown is, I hate this team so much. That's my feeling right now watching the Yankees.
Yeah, last 2 nights were hard to watch. That's definitely for certain. You come into this game facing a pitcher with a 4 ERA, which is their kryptonite, of course, and dominated.
4.85. That's even worse. It was closer to 5 than it was to 4.
And they were dominated. 7 strikeouts over 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, obviously. Pathetic in all senses of the word. And Carlos Rodon battled. I didn't think Rodon was bad at all. Gave up 2 runs. Definitely didn't have his ace level stuff, but wasn't bad by any means.
It was that one inning. But it was that one inning, and it was only 2 runs. The Carlos Rodon of 2 seasons ago, that one bad inning would have been 6 runs, 5 or 6 runs. So he got through that inning, came back strong in the following inning, and I was thinking, okay, keep it at 2. Maybe they can do something.
You keep in note, too, which I think a lot of people haven't necessarily realized, because you look at the Detroit Tigers record coming in and you think, oh, okay, that, it's understandable. They're one of the better teams in baseball. But then you realize how they've played coming into this series, and it should be a little more embarrassing for the Yankees coming in. Yeah. They dropped 2 out of 3 to the White Sox before coming into the Bronx. They haven't exactly been barn burners beating up on the rest of baseball. They've been really, we highlighted this in our segment a few weeks ago when we talked about, what everyone's doing around the league and how everyone's been around the league and stuff. The Tigers have been playing with their food for the last month and a half or so.
That wasn't a few weeks ago. That was last week.
That was whatever it was. Time flies. But the Tigers lost the series to the Mets, who are playing terrible baseball. Lost 2 out of 3 to the White Sox. Prior to that, lost 2 out of 3 to the Royals. And before that, lost 2 out of 3 to the Sacramento A's. Got swept by the Sacramento A's, actually. They had lost 4 consecutive series coming in. And now they could potentially sweep the Yankees. They've beaten the Yankees in 2 straight 10-run games. I mean, I sat here and gave you that take yesterday on. Yesterday to me was a trash bin game. It was a rip the loose leaf, throw it in the bin. It's a loss. 1-0 counts as the same as 13-1, whatever the final score was. You start letting these couple up with each other and pair up, and it starts to get a little worse than just 1 loss. Now it's 2 losses of 10+ runs.
Right.
Problem.
Yeah, and it's a big problem because the bullpen is giving up the majority of the runs. The starter isn't. The 2 starters were fine in these 2 starts. They should have had wins in these 2 starts, but the offense isn't doing anything, and the bullpen is imploding on a nightly basis.
No, the offense looks brutal too, and I think that's going to get hidden with the amount of runs they've given up. Like, if the offense was hitting, they weren't winning these 2 games anyway because of the amount of runs they gave up, but the offense is severely cooled off of late. To a detrimental point. So we're going to discuss the bullpen for sure in the next segment and the problems that they have, because I don't think there's a lot of pieces you can necessarily trust in this bullpen going forward, especially into the postseason. I think it's kind of overblown how I think name-wise, on paper, this bullpen looks really good. And then you look at how the individuals have performed, and you kind of sit there and go, ooh, they're actually not as good as it's as advertised.
Right. Because when they made the moves that they made at the trade deadline, getting Bednar, getting Doval, people were like, wow, okay, nice job by Cashman to shore up the bullpen and help the bullpen out because they've been burnt the whole season because starters weren't lasting long enough. And it should be, the bullpen should be better. I think the trade deadline was good for Cashman. I think he did a great job. I think he acquired the people you should acquire. It's just they're not, aside from Bednar, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, but other people aren't.
Well, it is funny though, because we all graded the bullpen. We all graded the deadline acquisitions as awesome when it first happened, because it was everything you kind of wanted as a Yankee fan at the deadline. But then you look at how these guys have performed since getting to the Bronx, and it's less than awesome. It's not been great, right? The 2 out of the 3 bullpen arms you acquired have been nothings. The third baseman, McMahon, terrific fielder, but doesn't hit. I'm sorry, like he hit the first series that he was in the Bronx, he was hitting really well, and since then he has just not hit. Like, I don't know how much you can really sit here. Caballero's been a nice player, I think. But I don't know how you can sit here and really think that, the bullpen, the deadline was great. You know, it felt great at the start, but now I sit here and think,
and it should have been great, but they're just not performing the way they should be performing.
Exactly. So it's really hard to sit here and fully. It's going to become a problem come October. Like, they're going to make the playoffs at this point. They're certainly playing their way right now out of a division chance. The Blue Jays did lose earlier last night, which is a positive, I guess. But they had another comeback on the Astros, who also can't. That's the thing. This is why it's so frustrating, because the rest of the American League isn't really good either. The Blue Jays bullpen stinks. The Astros bullpen stinks. Like, no one's good. The best bullpen in the American League is the Red Sox, who can't score. So it's a weird situation going on. The Yankees,
although Chapman finally had a bad game against the Athletics,
and let's pull the second curtain further back. I like her a lot, but I took great pleasure in watching Gabby from Locked On Red Sox short the other day, seeing that the Red Sox lost and her having to acknowledge that Aroldis Chapman is human this year. I liked seeing that. It warmed my heart a little bit to see that Aroldis Chapman finally had a bad game.
Finally,
forward. Yeah,
it took all damn season for him to have a bad game
and an extension.
It took until September.
September and an extension in the way, but hey, he had a bad start, so I'm glad about that.
Let's talk about this because we have time in the segment.
Sure.
The ump was driving me crazy. The home plate ump was driving me crazy. He was calling, it was so funny. He was calling low strikes against the Yankee hitters and helping Flaherty that way. But then he was also helping Rodon with the high strike against the Tigers. And the thing that drives me crazy about the Yankees is they never adjust. After the first go through of the lineup, you should know, all right, this guy has a big zone. So maybe we shouldn't stare at so many balls going anywhere near the plate because he's going to call them. I
am beyond ready for ABS. Like, beyond ready. Like, it is, you know what's so funny is when this idea was announced, I was kind of sour on it. I wasn't in love with the idea of ABS.
Right, you were. Yeah.
The more and more the umpires have just ticked me off and grinded my gears, and just the terrible umpiring that is in this. I'm all for it. Bring it on. Give me the ABS. I don't even care. Like, I take these guys, they're still going to have jobs. I'm not calling for anyone's job.
Yeah.
They're still going to be out there. They're still going to feel important. Their moms can turn on the TV and watch them on the big screen. Like, they're still going to feel, like they have a big chest out there and they're good. Screw it. Like, as long as they're not calling balls and strikes. And they really are going to have zero authority over anything once ABS is instituted, because they're gonna continue to get calls in the field wrong, and then we're just going to review it and overturn all their calls. So they're going to have no authority at that point, which is where they should be taken to. I complain about referees in all sports. I think baseball right now has the worst.
Yeah. I mean, the other sports are pretty bad. You have bad NBA refs, you have bad football refs, but
hockey's not brutal. Hockey, you get good. The officiating is really good.
I don't know how those guys do that job. How they see anything, how anything happens. But baseball umpires I know too many of their names, and I know their names
Yeah.
because of how
And
bad they are.
The only NBA ref's name you know is the one who had the scandal behind him for gambling on the sport.
Oh,
There's like 3 or 4 NFL referees that you know the name of because they've done Super Bowls, but like you don't know them like by there's Ed Hockey. Like you don't know it by that the MLB. You know
Laz Diaz, you know,
multiple.
CB Buckner, you know, Jordan Baker, you know, Randy Wolf, you know, Marquez.
It's a problem.
It's
It's
a
a
problem.
big
I shouldn't
problem.
know all these guys' names. And
No.
it shouldn't be where I see the box score. Like if I
And
see
time.
an ump and I'm like, who is this guy? And I look it up, I'm like, oh, him. Of course he's calling it like this. That shouldn't be.
No, they've got a problem on their hands. It's time for the automated strikes. It just is.
But you do agree with me that the Yankees, like, I just can't stand that this team cannot make offensive adjustments at any point.
No, they come into a game with their game plan, and that's it for the whole
And they
night.
stick
1
to
through
it the
9.
whole
Yeah.
night.
Whether it's working or not is irrelevant.
Yes. Where did this come from?
Slaves to numbers. They're slaves to the numbers. That's it. The analytic team tells them what the game plan is going in, and they are obeying to it by an all fault.
Like, do they think they're going to get tased if they don't do what the analytics tell them to do? Actually, it would be kind of funny if they got tased for.
We're going to try over the
off
offseason. I know the Yankees don't like to give interviews out from within the organization. I'm going to try and get one of the analytical nerds on. Because I just want to pick their brain.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to know where does this stuff come from?
Right.
Is it your own derived math problem that you're figured out? Because maybe that's not working.
Right. All right. Well, that wasn't a fun game, and it's not a fun series so far, but the Yankees have the chance to maybe salvage the last game of the series. We will get to that in segment 3. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notification so you know when our videos go up. You can also join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. The link is in the description. You get text from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings. We send out lineups during the season, any roster moves that are made, and breaking news so you don't have to check social media. And there's an added perk. We have a private Discord where you can commiserate with your fellow fans during games. And was it busy on Wednesday night? There's a 14-day free trial for the Insiders Club. Coming up, the Yankees bullpen is a big concern, and it isn't a new problem. And we're going to tell you who we trust and who we don't trust next.
Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime-flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends, it's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5-Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor of 5-Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the beverage cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the United States. Tee up for that trip. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. And this episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure that you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Now, I love using FanDuel because it fits however you like to bet, player props, building a same-game parlay, or even just jumping in live as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It makes it the perfect way to stay involved every single Sunday. It's also quick, easy, and it's the best way to add a little more energy on those weekends. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting thefanduel.com to get started. That's fanduel.com to place your first $5 bet.
Our favorite day of the week is tomorrow, Fan Mail Friday. And if you're a YouTube viewer, we have a way for you to ask us questions for Fan Mail Friday. Go to our YouTube channel's page, click on posts, and you will see where I left the post where you leave your questions. Ask us anything. The deadline is 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
So, Stacey, this Yankee bullpen, it can't be understated how much of a problem it's become. It is a major concern at this point. It is their biggest upgrade they made at the trade deadline. And, I don't mind the acquisitions that were made, but they certainly have not panned out. The Yankees, they do have expected win rates out there of what a team should be at compared to where they are at right now. It's based on where their win probability was at certain times in certain games and what they should have and what the likelihood of them losing was. Their expected win total as of right now is sitting at 86 games, which means the Yankees should have 86 wins at the moment right now. They have 80. That's a problem. That's 6 games that are inexcusably lost where they should have won. And think about how different you'd feel about this team if they had 86 wins right now. You'd feel a lot different.
They'd be leading the division.
They would. Yeah. This is a more damning stat, though, and it's more damning towards the bullpen. They've lost 12 games this season when they're leading going into the 7th inning. That's unheard of. Major problem.
That's unheard of for this team. Like, this team usually, the one thing you couldn't knock them on was the bullpen. And
always.
This is unbelievable to me.
It's been a combination of poor performance out of the bullpen combined with poor management out of the bullpen.
That doesn't help either.
2 of their deadline moves, we have to acknowledge, have just not panned out. First, Doval. I like him as a player, and I think he has really good stuff, and there are certainly flashes of it. The strikeout that he had to end the inning on
that pitch was beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. That was one highlight of the game.
So he's got a 101 mile an hour fastball with a insanely late-breaking slider that is a thing of beauty. Right now, he can't throw either for strikes. And when he does, they are over the heart of the plate. I do think he is one of those guys that if you give Matt Blake an offseason and a spring training with him, he can really fix him and make it turn him into a dominant arm. Yeah. But since he's gotten to the Bronx, he has not been good. Also, this is how crazy this name is. A lot of people that are listening might have forgotten who this is. Jake Bird, the elite level reliever they acquired from the Rockies. He's been in the minor leagues since the Yankees had him for a week in the major leagues. He was so bad they sent him down to work on things. He has not been able to get himself back up to the major league level. That's how bad he's been in AAA. So those 2 moves have certainly not worked.
When you said 3 names at first, I pictured him, but I couldn't think of his name until I looked at the rundown and was like, oh, right, Jake Bird. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long since we've seen him because they literally sent him away nearly as soon as he got traded because he was so bad.
And the last deadline acquisition is David Bednar, who I love. I think he's terrific. The team loves him. He's a bulldog. He's the one I don't have a problem with. And with that, I lead you into a new game we're going to play, Trust or Nah, because I want to know which bullpen arms you trust in a big spot in the postseason or which bullpen arms you have absolutely no confidence coming in. This game should be quick. But give me a trust or nah on these arms. I think we're going in the same place here. David Bednar.
Trust, definitely.
Trust, absolutely. Doval.
No, not trust.
Not trust. I'm not trusting him right now in a big spot.
Not right now.
Luke Weaver.
I trust him in the playoffs. He has the experience. I'm not that worried about Luke Weaver.
I trust him too. I think the experience is a big factor, and he did it last year. Yeah. That's a big point. I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah.
Fernando Cruz.
Oof. I think overall I do. I think Tuesday night was a blip. I really do. I think
I trust his stuff.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't trust him like as a 9th inning pitcher, but I would trust him in like the 7th, like as a setup guy.
My only fear is the Tigers may have unlocked something with him where that splitter is amazing, but he never throws it for strikes. And right. If you learn how to, if they don't chase, he doesn't throw strikes.
Right.
So that could wind up being a problem, but let it rear its ugly head when it does. For now, I trust him.
Yeah.
The last one and the best one, Devin Williams.
No.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Not at all.
No.
The fear is he could actually be pitching in big games, and I actually think in October he's gonna pitch in a big spot because Aaron Boone just thinks he's great.
Boone can't. Aaron Boone is like a robot that's programmed to do certain things, and he can't deviate from him. I still can't believe he didn't put Volpe in the lineup on Wednesday night. I'm shocked that he actually didn't do that.
Yeah, the only thing with the Volpe stuff is we're doing this now.
Right.
Like I don't want to be the person that sits and complains about everything the manager does, but he makes it so easy. We're sitting him. We're sitting him 70 games into hitting 110. We're gonna sit him now.
I mean, he's been.
That's the thing. It's like
he's been terrible since June.
Yeah, and then And then I generally love their coverage, but I gotta have it's on Amazon Prime, but Yes does the broadcast. I gotta have the Yes broadcast show me Anthony Volpe working on things in the batting cage. It's September 10th.
2:51 p.m. He was hitting balls in the batting cage
At 60 miles an hour. It's September 10th. The season is more than three quarters of the way over.
And the other thing, and I mentioned this, they were talking, I think Michael Kay was saying it, like, Volpe's such a great guy. All the guys in the clubhouse like him. That has nothing to do with anything. He couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a great guy.
Sure.
Like, I don't care how good of a guy he is.
That means nothing when someone's batting 206 and someone who has a 186 on base percentage from the beginning of August. 186 on base? I could get on base more than that, and I'm blind in one eye.
We hear it all the time in professional sports is, oh, well, he's a good guy. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's great to sit down and have a beer with.
Or chicken parmesan.
Yeah. It doesn't mean he can hit.
Right.
I don't want to hear how good of a person he is. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So we trust Bednar. We trust Weaver. We may trust Cruz, depending on if teams will chase his splitter, and then no one else.
No one else.
Out of those guys.
Now, the only thing I'd say to keep in mind is nobody else has an elite bullpen. Everyone's bullpen stinks this year. So
yeah, like other bullpens are having issues. It's just these two games compounded with the fact that the bullpen has not been good since what was the stat? Since beginning of August, they've had like a bunch of blown games. That's not great. This is the worst time of year for the bullpen to decide, we can't pitch right now.
Yeah, again, 12 games when leading up to 7.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
That's crazy. So let's move this next thing into segment 3 because we don't have time in segment 2. All right, so coming up, we're going to preview the finale with Detroit. We're going to tell you about which Yankee prospects are headed to the Arizona Fall League because that's starting soon. And a former Yankee is retiring, and I will tell you the funny reason why I think he is retiring next.
You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. And it's not just the hype. This is a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with proactive approaches. The best part, it's easy. You take 4 pills with a meal and no prescription is ever needed. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code, one word, Locked On MLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Locked On MLB. Guys, good news. Not only do we cover your team every day, but we're giving you instant episodes after every single game. You can check out the Locked On Yankees postcast. It's hosted by Jay Berman right here on our Locked On Yankees podcast feed, and it also streams on our YouTube channel. You can get rapid reaction to all the biggest moments with the Locked On Yankees postcast. So, Stacey, going into Game 3 of this series, you'll get another 7-10 start. Cam Schlittler will go out there to try and preserve at least one win in this series. 2-3 with a 3.24 ERA, but in his last couple of starts, his ERA is tremendous if you take out the last start he had. So let's see if he can have a bounce back from the last start that he had. As of now, we're recording this at 11:02 p.m. Have the Tigers announced anyone?
You know
I don't believe so.
I forgot to check. Let me double check.
I didn't see anything when the game ended. They didn't announce anything, so I don't know for sure.
It's according to the website, it's still TBD, so we don't know.
Yeah, and he's been great this year, so we'll see what winds up happening there.
Yeah, he'll shut out the Yankees on Thursday.
If he's got an ERA in the 4s, he definitely will.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Arizona Fall League. They announced some players that are going to be playing in the Arizona Fall League this year.
Yeah, so the Arizona Fall League is just around the corner. It starts October 6th. It runs until November 15th. So the Yankees are sending players to be playing with the Mesa Solar Sox. I kind of like that. Yeah. And 2 guys that we've told you about during our minor league segments are going. 2 right-handed pitchers. One is Bryce Cunningham. He's ranked 4 in the Yankees system. He was 2024's second-round pick. He was also limited to only 54 innings of work this season due to a shoulder injury, which is why they're sending him to the Arizona Fall League to get more work. And he is going along with right-hander Cade Smith, who is ranked 19th in the Yankees system. He was their 6th round pick in 2023. So those two are the big names of guys who are going.
Yeah, and we'll see how we'll keep track of how they play down there. It should be really interesting.
Yeah, so
cool stuff.
Yeah, according to MLB Pipeline, Cunningham has a mid-90s fastball and an upper 80s change that has plenty of fade and sink, so that sounds pretty good. And Smith has a mid-80s slider and a low 80s curveball, which is...
It is crazy how guys are throwing sliders in the upper 80s now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I say it all the time. I don't know how major league or minor league hitters get up to the plate and can face someone who's throwing between 95 and 100, but can also throw a curveball or some sort of pitch at like 86, You know
what's so funny is I have this conversation with people all the time. Do you remember maybe 5 or 6 years ago when Adam Ottavino was asked if this is like prime Adam Ottavino, when he had that 2-seamer and that slider that slid about 19 feet.
Yeah.
And they asked him if he could strike out Babe Ruth, and he said 1,000%. And people went crazy, as if, how could you dare? Who do you think you are? This is the Bambino. What is wrong with you? And I had a different opinion on it. I think there's a 1 billion% chance that he would strike out Babe Ruth. I think he would make Babe Ruth look silly.
He would make most of the hitters from back then look silly. They weren't facing pitches like this.
Not remotely close, and that velocity.
No.
Babe Ruth wasn't facing guys that... Adam Ottavino in his prime was throwing a 98-mile-an-hour 2-seam fastball followed by a 90-mile-an-hour slider that broke about across the strike zone. Right. Babe Ruth would have stepped into the box and been like, "What?" He would have thought Adam Ottavino was a wizard.
He would have drilled himself into the ground trying to swing at some of those pitches.
Yeah, like there's a 1 trillion% chance that Babe Ruth would have been struck out by Ottavino in 3 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
So, and everyone thought that was insane to have that.
Oh, it was sacrilege. I remember it was such a big deal. People were like legitimately angry. I'm like, guys, Babe Ruth has been gone for it's okay. It's okay.
He'd be embarrassed. I think Pete Rose would strike out from Adam Ottavino. Like the stuff that these guys throw now is not close to what it was years and years ago. It's just, we're talking about a prospect who has a mid-80s slider. That's unheard of. Yeah. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah. So the last item of news we have, Anthony Rizzo announced his retirement. And I joked on social media that he was so horrified by the Yankees' loss to the Tigers on Tuesday night that he just decided to call it quits. He saw such a bad game of baseball, or at least a bad last few innings, that he thought, you know what? I'm just going to hang it up. I can't do this.
It definitely took him a bit to come to this realization. I think he kind of realized he wasn't getting signed this year, so he held on a little bit. I think he would have probably latched on with somebody in spring training, but he's got a new family, young family. I don't think he wanted to move across the country again to be with another team. Yankees clearly weren't interested in. Nice career. I think Anthony Rizzo goes into the Hall of Very Good. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he was a very, very solid player.
Yes, so he's going to retire as a Cub. He will also be an advisor for the Cubs. So let's just go through some numbers. So he played for 14 seasons, has the 1 World Series ring, very famously caught the ball,
the de facto captain of that team, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And 3-time All-Star. So he had a nice career. And honestly, Fernando Tatis's leg effectively ended his career, which is incredible.
Yeah.
When you think about it. I mean, he was never the same after that concussion.
No, not remotely. He tried coming back, wasn't able to really. He wasn't the same hitter that he normally was. Yeah,
it's so sad because we say it all the time. That season, he was the best. He had an over 300 average when that happened. Yeah. Like he was spraying the ball to all fields, hitting opposite field singles, like with no issues whatsoever. I was like, wow, he is amazing right now. And that it was such a fluke thing that happened to him, and it's just amazing that it ended his career.
Also an underrated, really good glove.
Yes.
He had a really good glove over at first base. I liked him as a player a lot. And I normally I feel like people might be a little insulted by the fact that he's choosing to retire as a Cub. This one's right.
He played
should
with
be
them for
retiring.
most of his career, of course.
He's a Cub. He's a Cub
Yeah.
at heart, and
Yeah.
he helped them win their first World Series in a century. So, what a good solid player. Cool story around his name. Appreciate his career and wish him the best of luck as an advisor.
Yes, and best of luck for his career on TBS as well, because he does pretty nice work in the post game. All right, well, thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, find the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night, every game, every night, until a World Series champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. You can find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And one last reminder, Fan Mail Friday is tomorrow. Get those questions in. Again, if you're on YouTube, go to our channel's page, click the post tab, and leave your question under the latest post. Deadline is 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Thursday evening. So that'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We'll catch you all tomorrow.